Hi, I'm Chrissy.
And I'm Jess. And this is Financial Progress. I'm sorry. My notification just came up.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like, it said Charlie's recording will stop in less than 15
Oh
minutes.
my God. Chrissy.
And this is Financial Progress.
Before we begin, I just want to give a little disclaimer that this is just a conversation between friends. This is not financial advice. Please seek the help of a financial professional before making any financial decisions.
Yes. So, welcome back, Charlie, Traveler Charlie, who is a money coach and host of Unicorn Millionaire Podcast. Welcome back. We're so excited to have you again.
Thank you. I feel like we just spoke because we kind of
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And happy to be back. Thanks for having me as I sit in
Yes,
this
of
basement.
course. Yeah, of course. So today we're going to talk about removing the shame around pet sitting, getting that side hustle money, and how Charlie had made 3.5K in 4 months doing it.
Yes.
Yes.
Very
Excited
excited to dive
to
in. Oh,
talk.
sorry. Go ahead.
We're all excited to squeeze this in
Mhm.
10.5 minutes. I don't know how much is left, but let's go.
So, can you tell us a little bit about pet sitting and what your experience has been?
Yeah, so I've been pet sitting on and off for almost about 10 years now. I remember doing it in 2016 when I was living in Washington, D.C., after I had done the Peace Corps. And I thought, just like a lot of people post Peace Corps, that I could just get a cushy government job and like stack my money and buy the house and have the family and the kids. But that shit did not work out for me. I was side hustling, I was giving bike tours, I was doing so many freelance side jobs, including pet sitting. And at the time I was renting apartments, so I would do a lot of like dog walks and pet sitting and house sitting through the Rover app.
Mhm.
And that's how I kind of got started, but I've never really seen it as like a business.
Mhm.
That's kind of like how I saw my money coaching business, because I would just like make a lot more money because I took it a lot more seriously. So when I was abroad in Mexico, I moved abroad in 2020 and was living abroad, traveling to Thailand. And abroad, the rent is just so damn cheap that I didn't worry about pet sitting. I was like, I'm good. This rent is $400 by the beach. I don't need a pet sit.
Wow.
Mhm.
Being back in the US, I decided to move back to Seattle over the winter because my health coach was like, you can't keep living by the beach. It's really ruining your health, your inflammation.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm just a fiery, fucking passionate ass person. So being in the fire and the sun like year round was really not good for my health. So out here in Seattle, like it's the opposite. It's depressing as fuck and it's raining. It's cold, but I've really taken care of my health. So I'm having a much better time than I thought I would. Like I used to identify as somebody with seasonal depression and be really sad with
Mhm.
the winter. But since getting here, I was like, the rent is ghetto. So I'm just going to see if I can pet sit. And I've been pet sitting. First, I was staying with my friend Deborah from Beat Money Coaching, who's here. And I was like, the rent is just too expensive. Let me just see if I can just pet sit the whole time. And I've been doing it since basically since August and not paying rent. So
Wow.
that's how
I
I
think
get
that's
to it.
amazing.
That's amazing. So, do you also negotiate like food into your services? Do you have them buy you food?
No, I think that's just an extra bonus if they want to. I mean, the thing
Okay.
is that I've used several different apps. I've used Rover, which they just pay you for the service, and it really depends on the person. Sometimes the host will ask you, hey, do you have dietary restrictions? Let me buy stuff. Or most of the time, they'll just be like, help yourself to whatever's in the pantry and food and stuff. So I haven't really had issues with that. And I cook pretty clean anyway, so I'm not about to eat their mac and cheese sitting in their
Mhm.
pantry because Lord knows how long it's been in there.
Mhm.
Um, and I have done free sits through Trusted House Sitter, but I don't really like it because they don't pay you, but it does help you not pay for rent. So if you have somewhere to start or don't have a paid gig, then Trusted House Sitters might be a good place to just like have a backup, because at the end of the day, you're still just like not gonna pay rent. It's helping me just like stack my retirement accounts and save for my down payment fund,
Mhm.
which I don't qualify for a mortgage yet, but one day I will. I'm just working on increasing my income. So that's kind of my early retirement plan, doing pet sitting. But even at the millionaire level, I love pet sitting so much that I will probably still continue doing it. And I think that's where it's important to just remove the shame, because I've had a lot of assholes talk shit to me about how, oh, are you paying rent like an adult yet? Like people I considered friends would say that shit to me. And looking back, I was like, that was fucked up. But
Mhm.
people
That's
project
jealousy.
Yeah.
literally, like people be hella jealous. They say fucked up shit that I internalize these microaggressions. But
Mhm.
Mhm.
looking back, I realized I didn't talk about it with as much pride as I did my money coaching business, and I wouldn't share like the revenue and how I did it. But the more I started doing it, the more people would ask me about it. And they're like, wait, do you just like not pay rent and use it to travel? And I'm like, yeah. And I've had people be like, I want to do it, but I feel like people will think it's weird. And I'm like, people absolutely think it's weird. People will be assholes to you, but that's not a reason not to do anything.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
you have to
I think
ignore
it's
them.
amazing.
I think it's amazing too. Like rent or mortgage is one of your most expensive expenses. If you could get rid of that, amazing. And you
Cheers.
figured it out. You hacked
Cheers. I need
some.
some- hold on. Cheers right here. Cheers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got my water.
I got the
have
plug mug
have
right
my bowl of my bowl of chili. Cheers.
It's on the reel.
No, I think what you're doing is amazing. Like,
Yes.
fuck rent. Who wants to pay that shit?
Literally, it's
Yeah, if you
ghetto.
don't have to, like, that's amazing. And the reason I asked about food is because someone I know used a pet sitting service, and the person provided them a list of food that they had to buy in order for them to come sit in their house and watch
my
their
God.
their dog. So I thought it was interesting, and I was like, I wonder if Charly does that, because I thought of you when I heard that. I don't know if that's something you want to start incorporating or not.
I mean, I'm bougie, but like, don't get into credit card debt bougie. I'm not that
Yeah,
bougie. As long as I'm not paying rent and getting paid for my services, I'm
Right.
happy to do that, because I have done this for free and it's not fun. But if you pay me, then heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'm trying to lean toward. But with apps like Rover, it is getting harder because the struggle is real. People are getting laid off, and it's only going to get worse with AI. Like, I think people are waiting for the job market to get better, but it's not, which is why we have to like invest in multiple streams of income. But the competition with Rover is a lot harder than it used to be. Like, I made 4K in just 3 months in DC, and I was charging more at the time. And then I tried doing that this summer, and I got like no hits. It was wild. So I had to lower my prices from $100 a night to $80 a night. And I took a hit, because I'm always telling people in our community, raise your fucking prices. Y'all are undercharging. I love being that friend telling people to raise their prices, because I'm usually the only one. But yeah, it has been harder for people, but that's why I give people like discounts for longer stays. I give hella discounts. Like, if I'm going to sit in your house for a month, I'm going to give you like 50% off, and let's work something out too. But I think it just goes to show that you have to be flexible with the time. Something that worked 2 years ago is not going to work. Like, I used to use it as a revenue stream, and now I use it to just like save money on rent mostly.
Do you enjoy it though?
I love it. Yeah.
You love it? Okay. That's all that matters. And then the next time somebody asks you when you're going to be an adult and pay rent, you'll be like, when are you going to be an adult and not pay rent? Because that's goals.
Yeah.
That's goals.
Thank you.
Or when are you going to find a more creative way to make money?
Really, when you're
Exactly.
find the
That's
box.
goals.
Yes.
So when you find yourself, like, let's say, I know you like schedule these out, and there's a day that you don't have nowhere to go, do you go to like the free site you were talking about, like free pet sitting?
I like
for
to
that
schedule
day?
far out in advance. I don't like the anxiety, because I've been there, done that, especially when I was traveling abroad, of like, where am I going to live tomorrow? You can't do that in the US, because you can't just find a hostel for $10 a night like you can in Thailand, and massages for $10 for 2 hours. You can't. So I'm
2 hours, $10 massages. What?
I keep telling y'all, it's popping. The US is ghetto. Like, I'm just here for my health reasons.
So
And I'm
we're going
still in the system. Like,
we're going to Thailand.
Wow.
Like, but yeah, I book out early. The time of this recording is what, January 3rd, and I'm already booked out on and off till mid-March. And in my mind, I have my calendar of like, okay, I have this week off here too. And I stay with a friend. I'm staying with my friend Deborah on the 6th in between, so we can like hang out and chill, because they're my chosen family. Since I'm estranged from family, like, they are my family. So I like to just go hang out with her, or I'll plan a staycation. Like, I recently booked a hotel in downtown Seattle and did a bunch of touristy stuff, like Pike Place Market. I took a harbor cruise, just touristy stuff that I wouldn't take the time to do. So I think it's a fun way to still just not pay rent, just like have little staycations here and there. And my goal is to like take a bougie ski weekend for a 2-day gap that I have around here. And yeah, I'll have to rent a car and rent the gear and stuff, but it's still cheaper to like buy all this stuff, because I don't have a place to store it, and I don't have enough to justify buying a storage space.
So unfortunately, we're at the 10-minute mark. So I wanted
Shout out to Riverside.
So what financial wisdom would you like to give about side hustles in general?
Just Get started doing it. Fuck around and find out is my advice. Don't just like try to ask people for permission and see what they think. Do not ask people who don't run profitable businesses what they think about your business, because they have no idea. So if you have like a skill or you find a gap in the market or like a problem that has a solution that you can provide, just get started and undercharge. But once you're swamped with demand, then you raise your prices. That's what I did with my money coaching business. And that's something that hopefully you can apply to your pet sitting. I had to do the reverse. I had to lower my prices, but it's still working out. Just be flexible, I think, is important too.
Awesome. That's good.
That's
Do
awesome.
you have other side hustles besides pet sitting?
No, I used to be a day trader and trade stocks and stuff like that, but it wasn't worth the stress. And I just felt icky with that money. So my main areas of income are like the passive income through my investments, and money coaching and pet sitting for now. But I'm always like thinking of other opportunities. But for now, I'm like, how can I market my pet sitting business just like I do my money coaching business too, and really start talking even more about it and removing the shame too. You got to let people know what you do. I'll be walking down the street with people that have dogs and I stop to pet them. I'm like, I'm a pet sitter, and I give them my info. So I think two businesses is enough for me for now.
Yeah. It sounds like you need a business card for pet sitting. They'd be like, here you go, call me.
I know. I should. I have one. I just need to print it out. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much, Charly, for coming on again. We really appreciate you. Can you let our audience know where to find you?
Yes. Find me twerking on Instagram at Traveler Charly with a Y, and listen to my podcast, Unicorn Millionaire, wherever you get your podcast, and join my email list. It's called Roth Freak Fridays. It's popping. I send hella emails, but they're so freaking good. So that's where you can find me. And my website, my blog is unicornmillionaire.com.
Well, thank you so much, Charly. We really appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye.